had instructions to give this to whoever won the competition. From your father, of course.
My greatest failure was that I failed to find where this wine was from.
You have a duty to succeed where I did not. If you find this wine, it will mean that you are better than me.
Hey, Nobu.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Thank you for doing the interview, Klaus. I really appreciate
My
it.
pleasure. Well, it's always you have to be very, very respectful when you adapt a manga because it's a very specific creation, and there's a lot of respect. And I think in the adaptation we made, we wanted to keep the characters as superheroes. I think that's something we wanted to be authentic about. At the same time, we need to make it realistic. So it was trying to bring these superheroes down to earth, basically, into a realistic story, and also to open up the story of something that was initially set only in Japan to something that is set between Europe and Japan in order to make it a more global, more international version of the show. So that was kind of what we were aiming at. And then I would say the third one is this manga is very authentic and specific about wine. This is also why it became so popular. And so we needed to make sure that the wine story we tell in the adaptation would also be authentic and be validated by the original writers. And this is where we did also put a lot of effort in, because we wanted it to be something that the people who love wine and who know wine actually can believe is true. Yeah, so for a long time, when we worked for many years on the adaptation, and it was always two boys, one from France and one from Japan. And at some point in the story, we were really familiar with it. We thought the world of wine is really a man's world, mainly.
Right.
And we thought in order to propel it, to make it more dramatic and more interesting, what about if one of the two characters would be a woman? And we discussed this also with the writers of the manga. And as you might know, they are brother and sister. And so, yes.
Right.
And so this is something they immediately said, yes, sure. This can well be. So we actually had their approval on this, and then we talked it through, and it became a very good decision in the end, you know.
That's what I saw. I saw that was really brilliant aspect, which is like a differ from Japanese drama and and the Japanese manga, and totally has its own originality here.
Yeah. You have to, when you make an adaptation, you have to be respectful, but you also have to make it different. You have to own it in a way. And I think we managed with the series to actually have something that is a real TV drama, and there has been adaptations of the manga that has been done for Japanese television that is much more closer to the manga. And so we made the choice to actually make it international and to make an adaptation. Well, the casting process is always very complex. You have many choices, and there are many people who are involved, like the director and the broadcasters. And what we wanted for these two characters is to have two actors who would be very different from each other. You know, not just Japanese and French and male and female, but also the way they are. And we made a casting process in Japan. We made a casting process in France, and they were the ones that were the most convincing in terms of how they interpreted the character, how they staged it, and then we also did a matching. So you do bring them together and have this kind of screen test where they are both next to each other. And that's where we saw that there was a real chemistry between them, and that's how the final choice was made. Yes, I think this is a very good point. Wine is, in our story, wine is actually the third character of the show. Or every wine that is in the show is a character. And the wine is the result of a territory where you grow the wine, the nature that comes there, the rain, the sun, and also the human activity, how you harvest the wine, how you do the vinification, etc. So the wine carries the characteristics of the human and of the nature at a certain place. So it has a story. And when you drink that wine, you can embrace, you can feel that story. And this is also what made, I think, Drops of God so special, is that every wine tells a story and an emotion between father and son, between generations, and between siblings. So that's something that I think is very well represented and makes that wine is magic and human at the same time. Yes. So, I mean, he's a fantastic person and a fantastic actor, and the shoot we have is a very long shoot. So we basically spend half a year together, and we travel from location to location. And I think Tomohisha was very curious to work and to live in the places where we shot. And we were so curious about the way he was. He came on set. He was very humble, always very hardworking. And we enjoyed his company, I think, as much as he enjoyed ours. And this is where you spend more time even after working hours.
Whoa. Our father was a twisted sick man. Forced us to fight each other. We could never compete with his precious wine.
That's why we have to know who made it.
Let's finish this. Together.
The wine you're looking for doesn't belong to us. It belongs to God.
Ferme les yeux. Le vin, c'est comme la musique. Te connecte avec tes émotions.
You took it from me. You're selfish, just like our father.
You have no idea.
You're crazy.
No, we're eccentric.